Hello and welcome. My name's Alan and welcome to my backyard apiary. When it comes to keeping bees, there are several different hive configurations you can choose from. The most common is a wooden Langstroth hive. Here in front of me is something quite different, and it's a hive body from Apimaye, and we're going to go over some of the features and why I love them so much. As I mentioned earlier, there's several different hive configurations to choose from. While there's nothing wrong with a 10-frame Langstroth wooden hive, the benefits that the Apimaye hive has over a wooden hive is very noticeable. The main reason why I chose to go with Apimaye hives is for the insulation factor. Your standard wooden hive has an R1 value, which is not a lot. So when it comes time for hot climates or colder climates, you would have to insulate, wrap it with insulation, whereas with the Apimaye hives, you don't have to do that. The standard R value of the Apimaye hive is around R7, so it's significantly better than your standard wooden hive. Now let's go over some of the features that the Apimaye hive has over your standard wooden hive. Right from the start, you can see the front of the hive is quite different. On the top, you see ventilation. Right in the middle is another entrance, or you can set it for it to cool for venting. You can turn the dial so that there's another upper entrance. You can change the dial so it's like a queen excluder. I, however, run it in the closed position on all my supers. The other one is the identification badge, so you can easily slip in identification cards so that you can identify your hives. And then the entrance itself is quite different from your standard wooden hive. You can put it in a full open position so that the bees can come in as they want, or you can close it down so that the bees can easily defend the hive in a robin situation or otherwise. Or when it comes time to transport or you want to move your hive, you can lock it down. Another bonus feature of the Apimaye hives are the handle and latching system. The handles make it easier to lift and carry heavy hives. These hives handles are on both sides of the hive, so you can have someone help you lift those heavy hives. Another benefit is as I mentioned, is the latching system. So these latches secure the lid or additional supers and make it very stout. Here's another cool feature. The bottom tray is multi-purposed. The Apimaye has a screened bottom board, so it allows you to have easy pest management. So what you can do is put diatomaceous earth on the bottom, or like some kind of oil, and then when you're using it normally, when the mites or hive beetles fall to the bottom, they get stuck on the bottom board and can't get back into this hive. Pretty cool pest management. One of the other cool features is the ability to capture pollen. Let me put this on. So with this installed, and then with the pollen remover installed, once this is inserted and the bees come in from the front, it strips off the pollen as they enter the hive. Obviously, you don't want to keep that in for a long period of time. Usually what I would do is probably 2 to 3 days for a month. That would allow you to capture enough pollen for your consumption. So if you're not wanting to strip pollen, remove the tray. You can put the plug in, and then now that prevents the bees from coming out of the back. You can remove this and then keep it for easy pest management. Okay, I've already unlatched both sides. The outer cover is very heavy and well insulated. As I mentioned, you can see how thick this is. So it's great for those cold days and nights, and especially those hotter days. It helps the hive stay cool, or allows the bees to easily keep the hive cool. Here's a great feature. It's the inner feeder. So this is an upgraded version that Apimaye offers. Their standard hive comes with 2 half-gallon feeders, but this is a much larger feeder. So here's a cool feature of it. So I can put a gallon on each side, and I can also at the same time put like pollen substitute in there, and then to keep the bees from going over when there's liquid in here, you can reduce that or restrict it. And if you want, if you just remove this right here, so let's say you have liquid on one side or dry sugar on the other side, so this is ribbed so the bees can come up and down. So you have a lot of options when it comes to feeding your bees. So I'll just let that go right now. So let's go ahead and open this up. As you can see, it's a screamed bottom board, as I mentioned before. And your standard 10 frames come in here. I chose not to get frames as I'm going to be installing a nook in this later, so stay tuned for that video. But your standard, deep frames will fit in here easily. So this comes with like some spacers to help you space your 10 frames. I don't use these, but it comes with it. So again, when it comes to put this back together, super easy. There are vents right here. The bees typically will seal that up. So that's up. I'll leave that up to the bees if they want it or not. And then we just put this back together. Easy peasy. And then we just take the lid, as I mentioned, super, super heavy and well insulated. And then we just latch it down. So there we have it. This is the hive from Apimaye. While yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but this hive will last you for years to come. You won't have to paint it. You won't have to worry about the wooden hive, it cracking or splitting, or, things of that wood typically happens with wood. So as you can see in my apiary, I have several Apimaye hives and hope you check them out. And again, it's just another choice that you can use when it comes to keeping bees. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.